what's going on, guys? How you guys doing? It is Perkinstalks. It is all things Perkins. I hope that y'all are ready to get into this, because I know I am. Um, we're gonna go into part two of Black in America, but I'm calling this Black America. And after I finish this is all I'm going. This is all I feel necessary to say on this topic. Then we're gonna get into some other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? In another, let's just talk. But today I want to talk to you all. Actually, before I begin, look at the fit. Y'all see this? Y'all see the sweatshirt? This is the red sweatshirt, cherry red or antique red or something like that. I really love the red though. Red is one of my favorite colors. Red and blue has always been one of my favorite colors. That's why I couldn't join the gang. You understand what I'm saying? But I love the lion. Exodus 14:14, Lord, fight for you. All you gotta do is just be silent. A lot of people want to come against your character. A lot of people want to come against who you are. But if you are a stand-up guy, if you're a stand-up girl, your character will speak for itself. Can I get an amen, please? Amen. No, who said that? Okay. Nah, but seriously, your character always will speak for yourself, so you don't always have to interject. You don't always have to say something. Just keep quiet. Keep quiet. Let time pass. Hey, it is what it is. Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I got a few disclaimers. Number one, I love white people. Number two, I love white people. Number three, I'm dating a white person. So, of course, I love white people. And number four, this is not to offend anybody. But if you want to have a dialogue, a conversation about whatever, I'm all for it. I'm up for it. You just message me, or if you hit that comment button, down below, and we'll just talk it out. But keep it civil, keep it peaceful. That's what I say. Now, let's get into the video, right? So, just so y'all know, I got my coffee here and stuff like that. So every once in a while, I will be drinking. So, Bustelo. What do you drink for coffee? This is Bustelo. I normally don't drink coffee. I started drinking coffee just recently. Man, I've been off of coffee for like so long, and I might actually go back on to getting off of coffee and just drinking tea and stuff. But when you get that little Keurig machine, you just kind of like, it just makes you want coffee. It's like, I don't know, I don't crave coffee like that, but since I got the machine, why not? You got to use it, right? Anyway, so today I want to talk to you all about ignorance/stupidity and racial injustice. So let's go with the first one: ignorance and stupidity. So when I say ignorance and stupidity, it's not meaning that all y'all are just stupid. It's just meaning that the select few who have done it is ignorant and stupidity. Now, what I mean by that is that as black folks, or as Negroes and brown folks, right? Brown folks are Hispanic people. Are Hispanic people, because I know that there are some Hispanic people that do get colorized, that do get marginalized, that do get picked on. I mean, I've seen it before, I've heard it before, so it's not something that I'm just like thinking about or something I'm just saying. But mainly, I am talking about us Negroes. You understand what I'm saying? So, what I mean by stupidity is that a lot of times as black folks, we can't go into a store with a hoodie up, right? Because automatically they're gonna think that we're gonna rob the place. And of course that thought is in our mind, right? So of course that thought is in our mind that's what that person's thinking. But when you get a white person looking at you up and down, make sure you didn't steal nothing. that's pretty ignorant of that person. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty stupid. Like why are you looking me up and down? Make sure I didn't steal. And make sure my pockets aren't fatter than what they were when I first walked in. You know, because honestly, I don't really steal anything anymore. That's not who I am. That's not my life. You know. Another part of ignorance is these people want to call the cops on little black kids who want to sell lemonade, on little black kids who want to just sit in front of their house and sell whatever. But yet you got people that want to call the cops on these kids. But yet when a white kid does it, it's called entrepreneurship. When a white kid does it, it's called he's being a good salesman. But when a black kid does it, it's something else, right? And and a lot of that is what is because racism isn't just you wake up you're racist, right? It comes down from your family line, it comes down from your bloodline, and all of a sudden, your parents taught you this, or your parents didn't always hang around with black folks because of whatever the case may be, and so now you got this inside your bloodline. Now you got this inside your DNA now, and of course, it's not something that you mean to be racist, but it just happens that you are. Um, you have racist. Not let me say it like this: not that you are racist, but you have racist. You have racial tendencies. Let's say it like that: racial tendencies, right? Because because it's not just white folks that have these racial tendencies. It's us as black folks, right? Because a lot of times when I was back in New York, you know, if I saw a large crowd of black folks just standing on one corner, like for me, I will cross the street. I'll go across the street. But, well, and because it's not okay. Okay. I'll explain why. Because naturally, it's not that I'm afraid to walk in between the black folks and stuff like that, but number one, I'm protecting myself. Number one, I'm protecting myself, and then number two, I know a lot of times deals usually go down, and when the cops come around, they just snatching up everybody. They want everybody to drop on the floor, and guess what? That includes the innocent bystander, you know. And I was like, I'm not doing that. But the funniest part is that a lot of these crowds of black folks, of Negroes, they would gather around, and right down the block is a police station. I'm like, what? Y'all on and it's funny because there's a police station that's right on the corner, and then on the next corner you just see or actually the corner store is actually the store that people will do the deal with the drugs. And I'm like, yo, y'all got a police station right next door, and y'all dealing drugs right here on this corner. Like y'all are crazy. Y'all just don't care, you know. So that's what I said. It's not just the white folks. It's our it's us as well. Like I said, for me, like I said, if I know that there is like a large big crowd of black folks, I just don't walk down, you know, because like I said, you know, it could either be that I don't want to get jumped myself, or that I don't want to get like if cops starts to roll around, I don't want to get thrown out on the ground. Um, and I know a lot of times some of these guys they play dice game. They play a dice game. So I'm not trying to interfere in their game, and then I get messed up in the end. You understand what I'm saying? And then of course we got gun violence, right? So I used to live in New York. There's a lot of gun violence that just goes around, and a lot of people will get hit, and they're just innocent bystanders, and it breaks my heart that you have so many like kids that will just get gunned down by violence, and they weren't even part of it. They were just sitting down on their stoop. They were just sitting down in front of the building or right next to the building, and all of a sudden they just get popped. And that's just the sad part about it. They're just innocent bystanders. They're just there, and they just get hit, or they're just walking through and they would just get hit. And then, of course, just being just being summertime. Summertime, man. Oh man, there was like a killing almost like every week, and it was crazy. But anyway, get back to this, right? Um, so and so a lot of times, um, we can definitely say that as a country, we've gotten to a good point in life. As a country, we've progressed a little bit. I will say that we as a country we've progressed, right? With the white and blacks, we've progressed, but we need to progress even more. We need to move forward a little bit more. We need to get to the point where I could just walk into a store and walk out of the store without you looking me up and down, or without you trying to wanting to question me. I should be able to walk into a store and feel like that. And of course, a lot of it also deals with our own mind and stuff like that, or our own way of saying, "Oh man, they gonna judge me if I walk in with a hoodie, or they gonna judge me if I do that, whatever case may be, But like I said, a lot of it is just ignorance and stupidity, and and I think that over time, within the last few months, like now, and bringing toward, so between like now and 2020, and of course it's been like longer than 2020. Um, we've seen a lot of people, a lot of white folks, use the N word, and when I say N word, I don't mean Negro. And yes, there are select folks, select black folks who use that word, but if you're in a public setting, or if you are a public figure, or if you are a basketball coach, you're around black folks, you gotta curb your mouth. You gotta curb your mouth, people. Like, why are you dropping that full N word? Like, why? Like, do you not realize how sensitive we as a people can be? Do you not realize how sensitive? Not that we can be, that we are nowadays. Because it's not that we're looking to cancel you. You cancel yourself by you saying certain words. You cancel yourself out by your racial tendencies. And yes, you may not mean it, but yet you say it. And then, of course, you're being recorded a lot of times. Anywhere you go, you're going to be recorded. Anywhere you go, you're going to be there's going to be a camera on you. Anywhere you go, it doesn't matter where you're going. There's going to be a camera on you, and you got to realize that. And sometimes it's coming from your own peoples. Sometimes it's coming from your own peoples. Because they be in the back seat while you pumping some DMX, and that N word pops out, and then you just say it because you just pumping to the music and you jamming, you boom, the word drops. Now the person recorded you now, and it's just innocent, right? So now it goes up to Instagram, now it goes to TikTok. Oh, me and my coach, we having fun. Me and that we having fun. Then the N word pops out. And then now you get in trouble for that. And you can't blame the black folks for getting mad. You can't blame us. But it's not, I don't think it's really us that are really saying it, though, a lot of times. A lot of times I think it's y'all bosses that are saying this. It's y'all, the management people that are like, oh, he used the N word. I don't know about this, but we're gonna play it out for a little bit. We're gonna suspend him, and then we're gonna see what happens. Because like if we suspend him, then maybe people will be like, "Oh, it's alright. He made a mistake. Oh, it's alright. He didn't mean to say it like that." Maybe it'll blow over. Maybe it will steam over. Maybe it will just be just uh it is what it is. He made a mistake, blah blah blah, whatever. Let's all move on, you know? But of course, you know, the bigger the stink, the bigger the stink, the bigger the smoke, the bigger the fire, and then that's when it comes like, oh well, we had to let him go, you know. And that's why I say a lot of it is just ignorance and stupidity, you know. That's why you always got to be careful what you say because you don't know who you're going to offend. You don't know who you're, especially nowadays. You don't know who you're going to offend. You can say the G word and you're gonna offend somebody. You could say the L word, you're gonna offend somebody. You can say the QBT word, you're gonna offend somebody. There's a reason why I'm not saying the full word. Come on, people. Come on now. Like, you know, no matter what, you're always going to offend somebody, and that's why you always got to be careful. And for me, that's why a lot of times I'm very apologetic when it comes to speaking to somebody. And if I'm speaking about an issue, if I'm speaking about something that I've been thinking about, I'm like, ugh, I'm going to tread lightly on this one. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, you don't know if you're going to offend somebody. You don't know if you're going to break someone's heart. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You know. You don't know. You do not know. So that's why I say a lot of it is really just ignorance and stupidity. But I think that I was about to say as us as white folks because I'm not I'm not white. But I think that white folks is just be careful, you know. You don't really have to look at someone if they're leaving the store up and down. You don't you just be careful what you say. Be careful the words you use. Just be careful. Be careful with it. Because you always want to be the best person, right? The best individual that you could be. And stupidity and ignorance isn't the best thing to always have as your friend. One second, I gotta check my battery because it was pretty low before. Okay, I think we're good. So anyway, so now, come on, y'all. Now we're gonna talk about the next topic, okay? And I know. We've talked about this before, but we gonna talk about it again. We're gonna talk about it again. And if you're tired of hearing this, you could click off right now. I have no problem with that. But we're gonna talk about racial injustice, y'all. Racial injustice. What does that mean? Um, that means that us as black folks, we've been racially injustified when it came to a lot of stuff. And more specifically, I'm talking about the law. I'm talking about the law. And I'm going to, there's a lot. Anyway, let me just finish what I got to say this on this one. I'm a big fan of the law. I'm a big fan of police. I'm a big fan of the judicial system. But I'm also a big fan of the judicial system when it is run right, when it is done right, when it is executed in the right way. I'm a big fan of that. Someone rapes somebody, you give them the time that they need. Throw the book at them. But if it's really rape, not that if it's not that so that they want to just convict somebody. If it's really rape, that's what I mean. If they've done the crime, let's throw the book at them. But if they did not do the crime, let's throw the book at the other person for making the false accusations. But we're not gonna go into that one. Right. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry if I offended y'all on that one. But I'm a big fan of the judicial system, especially if it's done right, especially if it's handled in the right way. I'm a big fan of that. Let's do what we got to do to protect the people. Let's do what we got to do to protect the citizens. Let's do what we got to do as individuals to protect my brother, to protect this person, to protect kids, to protect senior citizens, to protect people. Let's do all that we can to protect that person, to protect those individuals, to protect me, to protect whoever. Let's do all that we can. But when when you do it in the wrong way, I'm not with that. I'm not. I'm not. Mm-mm. And in the last few years, we've seen cops just abuse the law. We've seen cops just take matters in their own hands. They want to be judge and executor, right? They want to be the ones to inflict the punishment. They want to be the ones to do this, right? And then they say, "Well, they got aggressive, so I had to do what I had to do." And lately, I've started to realize, okay, it's not lately, but I started to realize that as black folks, we are seen as the aggressive ones. As black folks, we are seen as the aggressive type. As black folks, we are seen as not the soft teddy bears that we can be, right? We've seen we've been seen as the aggressor even before something ever happens. And a lot of it has to do with us. I will say that. A lot of it has to do with us. And the reason why I say that is because you've seen a lot of these fighting videos where it's blacks against blacks, and we're going at each other. We're very angry and stuff like this. I get that, but not every black folk is like that. Just like not every cop is racist, right? We could definitely go with that. We could definitely say that, right? Not every cop is racist. It just so happens that you just found the racist one. Of course, that's where these racial tendencies come from, right? It's not something that you want to be racist. It's not something that you're just out there just saying, "Hey, I'm a racist cop," just so you know. It is what it is. No, it's just something that just happens, you know? And of course, like I said, the black folks have been seen as the aggressive one no matter what. Because we as because we as sorry. Because we as black folks, we're the ones that have to turn off our car. We're the ones that have to roll down our windows before the cop gets there. We're the ones that have to put the cop at ease before anything happens. I'm sorry, and if I'm yelling, it's because my jaw, like something happened the other day that made my jaw pop, and now my ears are like it just feels affected right now. Anyway, we're the ones that have to put the cop at ease. Why? I don't see white people doing that. I don't see white people turn off the engine, roll down all the windows, making sure the cop feels comfortable once he approaches the car, putting our key on the dashboard, getting our license already ready, getting our insurance already. I don't see the white folks doing that. Why do we have to do that? I'm gonna tell you why. So we don't get shot. So we don't. So we could get to our partner, or rather our. I don't know why I say partner. So we can get home to our lovers, so we can get home to our girlfriends, so we can get home to our boyfriends, so we can get home to those whom we love. That's why we have to do that. That's why we have to do that. And it's really, like I said, it's put the cop at ease, right? So we don't end up with a bullet in our bodies. So we don't have to be on a breathing tube for the next couple of months or the next years or whatever. Or so that we don't end up crippled, or so that we don't end up in a bad state. That's why we have to put the cop at ease, right? But shouldn't they put us at ease too? Why are you coming to me with your hand on the gun already? What did I do? What made you feel that What made you feel that you could ready come into my car with your hand on your gun? What did I do? Was I speeding way too fast? Like, what is it? Do I have felony warrants that I don't know about? That makes you want to say, oh well, this guy, okay. So we've seen a lot of cop killings. We've seen a lot of death in the street of the black folks, and that's why Colin Kaepernick decided to kneel because, and I got offended when he did that. I got offended when Colin Kaepernick kneeled instead of standing up. Um, when the Pledge of Allegiance, or not Pledge of Allegiance, what's Pledge of Allegiance? When they normally supposed to stand up for the game. I got offended when he didn't stand up because I'm like, you know what? That is insensitive. You shouldn't do that. But you know what? Standing up for a flag and putting your hand on your chest, that's a symbol of pride. That's a symbol of honor. That's a symbol of saying to an armed force person, I stand with you. I respect you. I'm with you in this battle. But when Colin Kaepernick did it, it wasn't like a, excuse my language. It wasn't like a fu armed force person. It wasn't fu Marines. It wasn't fu Army, Air Force, whoever. It wasn't a fu. It was more of like saying, hey, listen. As of right now, our country is bad, and I can't stand in pride, honor, and respect out of our country. I can't stand for that because of what's happening to our brothers in the streets. Because of what's happening to the fellow people in the streets, I can't stand together. So I'm going to have to kneel. I'm going to have to protest the only way that I know how to. The only civil way that I know how to. And a lot of people we use a lot of stars and public figures, they use their platforms for many different reasons, and Colin Kaepernick used that platform for that. Colin Kaepernick used his platform to say, I can't stand with you, so I'm going to kneel. Because guess what happens when you get out your car? You're either kneeling or you're on the floor, right? Those are the only two options. You're either kneeling or you're on the floor. And when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, there was like two people that kneeled with him, and then sooner or later it started being more people, more people. But though, what I mean, of course you've probably seen it, but what happens is that when people were kneeling, they were joining arms together. They weren't just kneeling just to kneel. They were joining arms together, but saying that I'm in with this fight now. I'm in with this fight. I'm with this. I'm linking arm to arm, and I'm with this. And that means that we're in this together. No matter what you may feel, no matter what you may believe, no matter what you may see down the line, I'm in this fight with you, and I'm standing with you. And it was black folks, it was white folks. We're all standing together, which is so beautiful to see blacks and whites come together on a mutual issue. A mutual issue. Because we're tired of seeing the black men being gunned down. We're tired of seeing the black men being shot down in their cars, being shot down in the street, just because they went and they got there, they went to get their wallet, or they went to go get something else. And yes, I'm not saying that all black folks are innocent and they get shot. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying though is that the cops should automatically put themselves in a position where they can see into the car, where they can see everything that's going on into the car. And of course, that's not standing in right in front of it, right at that driver's window. it's standing a little backwards so they can see where you're reaching at. They can see like, okay, oh, he got a gun. Yo, put it down, put it down, down. Put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. Come on, come on. You don't have to go through this now. Let's go. And then, of course, that's when the cop reacts. But though you have a lot of cops who are trigger happy, man. And that's the sad part. You got a lot of cops who are just like, dude, I don't care. If I see a Negro, excuse me, this is going to sound real offensive right now. But a lot of times you get cops who are trigger happy and say, if I see a nigga move to get a gun, I'm popping his ass. And there has been cops who have said the same exact words I just said. And of course, we're just supposed to be like, oh my God, let me just put you at ease. Let me just make you feel comfortable. Let me just make you feel at peace. That's how we're supposed to respond, right? When a cop says that, that's how we're supposed to respond, right? And I get it, man. Listen, they want to go home. They want to be safe. They want to come home to their family. So do we. But let me also tell you something too. I wasn't around in slave days. I wasn't around when slavery happened. But I'm pretty sure if I could get somebody who was around those days, they probably will maybe agree with me. Whenever the black folks was in the field picking the cotton, whenever the black folks was in the field doing what they were doing, and whenever they moved in a certain way, guess what? Massa didn't like that, right? I could pretty imagine that Massa didn't like that, and guess what? Massa will go after them. Massa will beat them. Massa will take care of them, right? Ain't that the same way what police officers do nowadays? I'm not saying that they are our masters. I mean, some would act like it, but it's the same thing. Come on now. But we're supposed to put them at ease. But we're supposed to just say, oh, well, okay. Listen, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, here's my license. Here's insurance. Here's whatever you need. Do you want a cup of coffee? Do you want some donuts? I have some donuts in the back seat. Do you want kolache? Do you like? What do you like? Are you at ease? Because I want to make sure that you are at ease. I want to make sure that you are in a good place, officer. Please. But that's what we're supposed to do, right? That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to just comply. We're supposed to comply. Now, I get it. If you're out the car, if you're on the ground, stay on the ground. Black man, stay on the ground. All right? Stay on the ground. Don't move. Don't move. Stay on the ground. I know you got a drug charge. I know you got a warrant. Stay on the ground. Even if you're innocent, stay on the ground. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Keep your hands spread it out. Make sure that they can see what you're doing. If you got to reach for something, you tell them like, "Hey, listen, I got an itch in my back. I gotta scratch that real quick." Okay. Where's what? Okay, it's in the back. It's in the back right pocket. I'm gonna reach to get it. Okay. Stay on the ground. Don't move. Don't move. It ain't worth it, y'all. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Once again, I love law enforcement. I have a lot of law enforcement friends. I have a lot of people who are on the force. But when you use it and you use it to your not advantage but disadvantage, I got a problem with that. And thank God I don't have friends who do abuse the law as officers. Thank God I have friends who uphold the law as they're supposed to. But you do have officers who abuse the law. Like there was like an officer in Texas somewhere. I think it was in Beaumont, Texas, which is the low part of Texas. Who was walking this black man. He was on a horse. He was walking this black man. I guess going to jail, and he had a rope around his neck. Nah, okay, I'm gonna say his hands, just to be safe. I'm gonna say his hands. He had a rope around his hands, and while he was walking him to go to bring him to jail. And this was recent, like a few years ago when I came to Texas. So 2019. That's what we're doing now. Ain't that what y'all did with the slaves back in the days? Yeah, that's what y'all did. Y'all still doing that today? These times? Eesh, that's sad. That is real sad, to tell you the truth. Last point before I end, because my battery's really about to die now. The riot at Capitol Hill in Austin, Texas, and wherever actually it was. Um, if that was black folks, you know, National Guards have been out there in a heartbeat. Like they would be hitting big bags, they would be hitting they be hitting everything. Once again, us black folks, we can be a little edgy or on the edge a lot of times. But we cool peoples, man. We cool peoples. Once you start to have a conversation with people, once you start to get into people's lives, once you understand people, you're gonna understand that we just want to be loved like y'all want to be loved. We want to be wine and dine and wine and dine. Sometimes, you know, I can't say the other word that I was looking for. But there is a solution, though. You know, there is a solution, and like I said, our country has taken a lot of steps towards greatness, and I know that we're gonna take even more steps as time come along. Um, but I hope that the steps that we're going to take is going to push us towards Martin Luther King's vision, where it says that black and white folks were going to come together. Man, I pray so hard that is where we land, because it should no longer be me versus you type of thing, you know, because you're white. I'm going to be on guard or whatever the case may be. No, it should be like, you know what, you're my brother. You're my brother, man. You know, come on, let's hug. You know, yeah, man. I mean, it's we're like I said, we're definitely in a good place, y'all. We're definitely in a good place, but we need to be in an even better place. And the way we do that is just coming together as one and realizing that it's no longer me versus you anymore. A lot of times it's just me versus me. In my mind and everything I do, everything that I say, it's always me versus me. Because it's all about what I'm thinking in my mind, you know. But white folks, please do better. Stop using the N word. Stop using the N word. Stop it. Y'all gonna get yourselves fired. Y'all gonna get yourself canceled. Y'all gonna be without a job. Stop using the N word. And don't say because you got a lot of black friends you can use the N word. No. Stop it. Stop, y'all. Man. Just because I got a lot of Spanish friends, I can't say that Spanish word. All right? Because they'll get offended if I say that word. All right? So that doesn't give y'all the right to use the N word just because y'all got black friends. Stop it. Come on, man. There's other words to use besides that N word. Let's love one another, man. Love. Hug a black friend. Hug a black man. Stop by hugging me. Come on. No ladies, though, because I'm taken. I am. I am. Seriously, I am. Stop playing. But hug a black man. Hug a black person, you know? And stop always saying, oh, I'm sorry for what my people did to your peoples. What does that even mean? You know how many times people said that to me in the bar? Oh, I'm sorry what my peoples did to your peoples. Lady, I'm 21st century black man. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I do know what you're talking about, obviously, duh. But stop saying that, man. I hate when people always say that to me. It's like the worst thing you can say to a black person. Oh, I'm sorry for my peoples did to your peoples. Will you forgive me, please? Forgive me, black man. Yeah, I forgive you, woman. Trying to drink. Get out of here. Anyway, y'all, this is Perkins Talks. Y'all already know what we do. All things Perkins. Y'all already know what we do. Y'all already know how we handle things. Come on, y'all. It is Saturday. Let's talk. I say, take care, y'all. I'll be talking to y'all next time, all right? Whew. If y'all say it to the end, I say it to the end. And you might get a free shirt. I don't know, just because you stayed to the end. Just because you heard me. You heard my voice. And it made me happy. Take care, y'all. It's Perkins Talks. Be blessed, y'all.